Hey, what's going on? Much love, many blessings. It's your boy Lotus. We're getting ready to get started on Libra. So let's bring in that energy of balancing out and bringing scales to the collective. What does Leo want this season? That's really important to talk about. I have to give credit to what you've had to do, Leo, to get where you are, to stabilize. Last season, we were talking about jumping tracks and making some pivotal shifts. And it was you realized that your awareness was called into the forefront because you were like, I got to get my shit solid. Like, I've invested, I've put a lot of energy into something that I believe would work out. And a lot of it affects, and it doesn't necessarily have to be like side projects. It can be your main lifestyle. But what's important about it is you were being affected within your awareness and within your energetic spaces where it greatly related to how you balanced yourself and the values with the people who were important with you in your life. So a lot of you were establishing your processes for home and finances. Are the people in your life secure? It was a lot just dealing with particularly how you generate your revenue, your energy flow, and your and how your lifestyle is conducive for what it is you're trying to do. So a lot of this has been seeing you really just decide like, okay, do I keep kind of doing what it is I'm already doing, or do I really have to like shift processes? And because it was such a big shift for you, one of the things I was talking about was you weren't finding a lot of what you were looking for externally, and it had a lot to do with how you were perceiving the world around you. And a lot of things weren't satisfying you because you weren't satisfied with yourself. So nothing that was presented to you was good enough. But now you've been discovering that you've been putting in that work, within a lot of the culminations of the last Cancer season, the lead up from that Cancer season, you are finding that switching tracks, it took a lot of work, but you're in this kind of like productive, with the energy that comes when you feel fatigued from being productively tired. You may feel fatigued, but the research, the work, and the energy that you've been putting in has been feeling like it's been producing tangible results and it's been producing something that you can hold to. So you're feeling a sense that you haven't been sitting. Before, you would just allow things to be. You would put your energy in your own lane and in your own space. And because of that, you wouldn't really be addressing anything beyond that. It was just too much. You didn't want to really open up your world to more than what you were doing. The little things that you were doing were having a big impact. So you were putting more energy into that than actually addressing some of the other things around the sides that needed to be cleaned up and the clutter that was taking away from what you really wanted to focus on. And that's why you really weren't enjoying what you would put your hands to. But switching tracks and really realizing that you couldn't put all your eggs in one basket has helped you to see the benefit of starting something new. You were a little reluctant to start it first because it was like, well, damn, if I put that much energy into this, I don't want to feel like I'm starting over at level 1. Like, I'm a level fucking prestige, like 100 prestige master in this bitch. Like, I don't want to start over. I don't want to feel like I'm starting over. I've maxed out everything. I've done everything I needed to do. I don't want to feel like I'm starting over. So it was really hard for you to really embrace that. But is it really starting over, or are you really taking the things that you already knew and applying them in a way that would allow you to ramp up? There's in a sense, a strong ramp up that's going on for you. That really keeps coming to me. It's almost as if putting in the work now will literally allow you to be like 10 or 100 times faster than what was being produced before. And you're realizing that by starting out correctly, you're actually making up more of the work that you thought it would have took longer to get to this point because you didn't want it to take, the investment that you put the energy into took a long time to get there. So when it came to you that you had to start over or would have to do a pivot of a lot of the energy that you had invested into your other projects and energy, you thought it was going to be this same length of time and pretty much workload dedicated to this new start, but you're finding that by following spirit and trusting the process and just applying this energy to these new projects and these new things and switching your perspective, that is actually happening faster for you just from trusting. And you're enjoying what's unfolding from this. So now it's actually time to talk about what's actually going on in the Leo season for you, and what you've been really from the end of Cancer season and moving into the Leo season, what your momentum and what you've been really taking in for yourself. I really feel a sense that your workload is not as heavy as it was before. You're actually, in a sense, getting away and allowing yourself to travel, do the things that you love, enjoying what it is that makes you you. You may even be spending time with yourself so that you can see yourself better. For you, a lot of times the love of the truest love comes when you have time in isolation and just me time to yourself. There are people that you love around you, but it's more so that you want to give them the energy that they need and make sure they have the things that they need. And then you are free to really just enjoy the relaxation, the downtime. You want that downtime. You want to be, that's why sharing is mixed in with this. You've already been feeling as if you've shared the information. You've given what's been necessary to give. You've done the work that needs to be done, and you've been providing this. There's a very strong sense of altruism. And with Libra, that neutralness, it makes me think of the allness. It's not about you, it's about everyone else. And in what way have you been making sure that everyone else has what they need? Well, in what way have you been feeling secure? Have you done the work for everyone else? Have you handled your responsibilities to the ones that you love and to yourself and to the things? It's not even just about the people, but the things that you value. Are those things secure and honored? And are you being loyal to those things? This dog spirit is about loyalty. Are you jumping ship? Or are you being consistently loyal to what it is that you love? And how have you shown that? How have you shown up for those things? What have you done? There's a heart chakra activation going on there. And with this heart chakra activation, this Leo season for you, Libra, there's a strong sense of finally being able to give to yourself, finally being able to do for you. So you're just taking it easy. There's really good blessings rolling up in store, and really you're just receiving the residuals. What you're feeling right now is not a need to actually have to do anything. This isn't where you're settling, but this is just a very nice transition or honeymoon phase for you. You're enjoying the fruit of this process, and just let it be. There's no other shoe dropping. There's some good things taking place. Good things taking place. The heart is alive. You're coming alive. You realize what it is that you want for yourself, and it's completely different from everything else. And it's ironic. We have the cat spirit mixed with the loving energy of the dog and the omens coming from that. Claim your independence. And I was just talking about isolation. You've done enough for everyone else. You've given what's necessary to give authentically. Everyone is good. There's nothing more that you can really do for them. It's time to really make sure that you're doing for yourself. And it's time to make sure that you separate yourself so that you can know what it is that's truly honorific of your energetic field. What is truly honorific and solely tied to you. Spend that time loving yourself. Spend that time giving and being kind to yourself. You've been too hard. You've been feeling like you've had to have a tough shell, that there is no room to give. Some of you have been accepting in this Leo season and seeing the light of the people around you who really need it most. And in honoring those spaces within your soul and within your heart space, you've been realizing that you thought that it was going to take more because you didn't want to give, or you thought that it was going to be difficult to offer this energy, but you've been finding that as you do show up and give and be there in a way that is deeper than it is for you, you realize that it doesn't really cost you anything. It's more for them than it is for you. And it's like you get so much from it that aspect is just as rewarding, if not more rewarding, than what it is that you're giving to the people who really need the changes that you're bringing into their life. So during this transition and during this season of this Leo season, ask yourself, what has brought about this lightness within your energetic field on a personal level to you? You've been seeing and feeling how you've been getting the thing that you've been seeking is the thing that is not really tangible in this world, but what you've been looking for, you were looking in all the wrong places for it. And now that you've been creating that and curating that for yourself, Jupiter and Aries, thinking on the self and how you can create that abundance for self and the things that are the whole value and essence to you. What are you noticing that that's doing for you, and how can you continue to cultivate that? And now that you have done that, How are you actually enjoying yourself? Are you actually able, have you noticed that you're actually able to enjoy yourself without distraction and white noise in your energetic field? Continue to meditate on that more and truly enjoy the adventures that are coming up for you during this time. If you've been feeling like you want to just take random vacations, do random shit, hang out with random people in a new way. There's a lot of isolation, but just doing it for you is a big thing. Just roll with that. Let the life come out of you. Let those things come out of you. Let the love come out of you. Don't question why. Let the experience and the liveliness and the sensations come to life within your energetic field and translate into adventure and travel and things that make you feel joy. I hope that this message is resonating within your energetic field and within your spirit. I'm really rooting for you. I'm really happy for you in the transitions that you've made. You've been through a lot of hard things, and there were a lot of uncertainties as it related to things that were truly important to you and very personal on your heart. And this is a confirmation and sign during this time that things are actually on the way up. If there was a low point or an uncertain point that was going on, it's starting to turn over now, and you have the means to actually take control and harness that power for yourself during this time. If this message resonated within your spirit, make sure to hit that like. Make sure you subscribe and are following The Lotus Speaks for all things new and intuitive. Much love, many blessings, and ashe.